The following program is sponsored by Capitec. Better never rests. Hello, and a very warm welcome to the Insider SA, your guide to living better. Join us today as we open up to our nation's great passions with the crowning of a new Miss World South Africa. Pastry chef Sohail Seegobin bakes a festival of Diwali treats. Springbok Rudy Paige shares his love of the game with a rocketing new podcast fan base. We were there as 3 everyday South Africans won their way to watching the Boks in Paris. The devotion of Zawadi YaMungu to traditional African music takes your breath away. And singer-songwriter Lloyiso Gijana draws on his deepest emotions in the new single, I Hate That I Care.
It is all I have. I'm more than enough.
Lloyiso Gijana was barely 16 when he finished 5th in a leading talent show. From there, a drive to succeed saw him make himself a musical sensation online. And his latest album, Seasons, now has 22 million streams.
Hey everybody, it's Lloyiso and welcome behind the scenes of my life. I remember growing up and I always wanted to be a musician and I always saw these spaces on TV and I used to watch Stream Girls. That was like the first ever experience I had of an artist or artists becoming superstars. Growing up, I grew up in a very gospel-orientated household. I learned how to sing through worshiping. And I remember one time my cousin was sick and she was supposed to sing a lead. And then she said, can Lloyiso sing? And that's when I started developing the strength of performing. And I performed in front of the church and the whole church was like, there was a song, it goes like, Sesi yako ona ezulwini apokukona umsindisi wethu. And then I was opening my eyes. When I opened my eyes, the church is like praying. And it was such a beautiful moment. So humble beginnings to me being a pop star. What makes my music is the challenges of life, the experience, man. I think I've gone through so many heartbreaks, whether it's me being naive and not understanding that life goes a certain way. And I get disappointed when people disappoint me. And then I just have this inspiration to write music when I'm hurting. And I think that's what has communicated with people is because I'm writing from my heart and I'm writing from a place where it's, it's deep. I'm not just writing from a space of, I just want to create music. No, it's because I have something to say. When I get down and I start playing on my piano, and then, words will come out, and then it will just be flow and the energy and however I'm feeling. So I think it's just important for me to always be in that inspirational space and in a space where I feel like I can say what I want to say and I'm not ashamed and I'm not afraid to say that I'm unstable, stable, stable, stable.
Speak, speak, let all the curtains fall down. Speak, speak, go on and say it out loud.
I came across Lloyiso in April, May of 2021 through a colleague in the US, discovered Lloyiso on SoundCloud and then later on YouTube. Absolutely amazed at what he was doing and how he built up his following and his brand and profile pretty much on his own. What sets Lloyiso apart from other artists, in my opinion, is really his resourcefulness and his drive. He pretty much started a TikTok channel in the middle of lockdown, later went on to extend that into a YouTube channel. And then secondly, his extremely broad taste in music and genres of music. He can literally do any genre and he can do it well. He can do pop music, he can do country music, he can do gospel music, he can do dance music. But that really sets him apart, that he just, whatever he sets his mind on, he can excel in.
I hate that I care the way I do.
That I Care, I was doing a trip in LA and we were in a studio. Republic had gotten a producer duo, Paul Famous and Ethan Scheidemann, and we were in the studio when we were finishing a song, and I remember Paul was like, bro, you know what? I don't care if you feel like you're doing the best, but I feel like you can do better. So I'll fight you for you. And I've been having those moments with Paul, and we wrote that song and he was like, bro, this song is one of the best songs I've ever written. And I was like so happy that I could bring that into life and talk about how much you'll fight for somebody and how much you do for that person to get to a certain point in their life. So Tumelo, Uq, Julian, and Kabelo, those are the people in my band. Man, I think we have the best connection on and off the stage.
My name is Mobile, aka Q, and I am the pianist in the band. How do I know Lloyiso? I met him through music, actually. Came across his voice on TikTok. I mean, we all know Lloyiso, especially if you're heartbroken. You must know Lloyiso. So I knew his music, and then about a year and some change ago, I got the call. They needed a pianist, and yeah, the rest is history.
How do I know Lloyiso? I actually met him through a fellow musician, Tumelo, who is sitting to my right now. We've worked together before. He gave me a call, said there's this artist who really wants guitar, and I rocked up. I met Lloyiso, really, really nice guy, lots of fun, the voice of a generation. So I got involved, and here I am, happy as Larry.
Outside music, we like eating, first of all. And just chilling, chilling. Anything we can do as long as we do it all together as, group of friends and family, that's what we'll do. And we like paddle as well, you're gonna see a little bit of today, working it out there on the court, Exactly.
The advantage of working in music is that your hours are different to everyone else's. So, when you want a game of paddle, the courts are empty.
I'm a competitive person. So we had a pedal park in Sandton and we're just playing some pedal. I used to play tennis in school. So my team and I are out here and we about to play and we want to have fun. I would like to win and I like to stay active as well, I don't like going to the gym. The only thing I really like to do is sports. Rugby, tennis, maybe pedal. Sometimes I'm in the house and I'm thinking too much and I'm making music and I'm on social media, I'm on everywhere. So it's great that I come outside and play some sports and get my mind active with my peers and get also team building, playing with my band and my manager's here. So we're just doing what we can to stay fit. Also, when I'm performing, I'm up here. So it's great. It's great that I'm active. Secret to my success, prioritizing your mental health. Working hard is one thing, but you need to make sure that you're in your mind, you are healthy and you are satisfied with what you're doing. There's no point in doing what you don't want to do. It'll drain you and you'll start making decisions that you regret. And be true to yourself, be true to your heart, rest, be patient with yourself. This journey is it's draining, but it's so worth it. We just played the toughest game of pedal. We're gonna continue playing and just be better because I need to get better. I need to get better at this. What's next for me? I'm working on a lot of music. I'm working on a lot of establishing the brand, visual. I love movies, so I really love to create a movie setting with my music and pair it together and do a tour. Who knows?
I hate that I care.
Lloyiso Gijana's new single, I Hate That I Care, drops on 17 November. And already it's got smash hit written all over it. Up next, what kind of woman will it take for South Africa to win a 4th Miss World title? South Africa has won 3 Miss World titles. And come the pageant in India next year, we're hoping that, like our rugby team, we'll go on to win it for the 4th time. First, the winner of Miss World South Africa had to be decided with the finals held in Pretoria by CEO Carol Bauer and her team.
The Miss World pageant is important because it is actually not just about beauty. It's about beauty with a purpose. It's about going into the world and transforming the world and playing your part in ensuring that your community, your country, the world at large is functioning in a way that is conducive to human life continuing to thrive. These girls are a seed, they're going to multiply, they're going to germinate into really beautiful, beautiful results for our country. And when you talk about seeds, you talk about planting, you talk about taking the time to say that I don't just want results, I want to create something that will ultimately give me those results, but I'm willing to go through the journey, I'm willing to learn, I'm willing to water my path and see it become something that I can be proud of.
Among the judges was 2014 title winner, author, coach, and soon-to-be mother to her third child, Rolene Strauss.
So Miss World is a very special pageant for me because the ethos of Miss World is beauty with a purpose. It's not only about what you look like, it's about what you do with the title. And many lives, millions of lives has been changed as a result of Miss World. And Miss World South Africa obviously breeds into that.
I'm so excited to be tonight's host. I'm so excited to celebrate brand new talent and see what South Africa is really made of. This is the first time the pageant has been a standalone in this country, and I'm just really excited to show the world what South Africa is really made of.
This organization literally means empowerment. We need to form partnerships in terms of the world is going through a lot of things, and if you need to have somebody that advocate for a world, you need to be somebody that's bringing in change. So this organization is equally important because it brings South Africa and the world into a space where society can then change the narratives, especially women. It's a good empowerment tool for women.
The reason why I entered Miss World South Africa is because of the beauty with a purpose. Miss World South Africa is driven by beauty with a purpose, which means that it's not just a pageant that is about beauty, but it is about what you as a contestant or as a queen are doing for the community.
I have had such an incredible journny. It has been very eye-opening for me. We've got to experience a lot of opportunities that I'm very grateful for. I formed such a sisterhood with all the other contestants, which is incredible. It's actually really inspiring how it's grown and developed me personally and pushed me to step out of my comfort zone as well, which I think is something I would like to encourage young girls to do as well.
So should I become the next Miss World South Africa, I plan to inspire the youth through leadership skills. I feel that that's the missing link in our education system. And what I really want to do is help them understand how to be purpose-driven.
The journey was quite interesting and long. I think the fact that this was the first time we actually have a Miss World South Africa pageant made it even more interesting, the pressure. But more than anything, the team has been amazing. The girls are amazing, amazing sisterhood. And we just basically are a living testimony of teamwork makes the dream work.
I would utilize my medical qualification with every single thing that I do. I think that already I do live a life of purpose, and I think that incorporating beauty into this purpose is something that is very paramount to me. I really want to use my skills as well as my talents that I have attained to go out into the communities as someone that is both educated but knowledgeable about the dire effects that we do face as South Africans.
I like to call myself someone who is a conscious leader. So I lead with purpose, impact, intent, and empathy. So I'm not just growing myself, but I'm growing others by emphasizing the importance of learning, unlearning, and relearning.
With so many of the 12 finalists coming from communities where the challenges are all too real, each brought a practical plan to make a difference.
My passion for education fits into my goal of becoming Miss World South Africa because I wish to take the millions of South Africans who are starving for education with me. Every year we have the problem of students failing to register for higher institutions. So what I've done to bridge that is I managed to register 150 students from underprivileged communities for NSFAS.
It is important because it's a platform for young women to learn new skills, to give them a chance to inspire others with their actions, and they've been all very talented, smart and beautiful, and they are doing incredible things for the society and for others. So I believe Miss World South Africa is an amazing platform to have. I encourage every single woman who is interested in this kind of leadership to join us.
I'm a firm believer that success already lies within us if we believe in our capabilities and we're able to advocate and able to come out and share our stories with the world. I think success is defined in your own way. And for me, that is standing on this stage, speaking to the world. I feel that I have achieved another level of success. Each day I learn something new, but I must say my passion for advocating has really contributed to my confidence for standing on a stage like today and just sharing my story, because I find it so valuable and so important for the people to hear. So despite the odds against me, I found strength in myself to speak to the people.
My evening gown is by Otis. It is a stunning white and a little bit beige and nude gown. It's got pearls all over, all the way down, and it has a tail. The nude almost complements my skin color because I'm a proudly South African girl, and the white represents the purity in everything that I do and the purity that is in my heart. I'm excited to really, really wear the dress.
The 12 finalists are really incredible women, super accomplished. You've got doctors, you've got lawyers, I mean, complete professionals, such beautiful ladies. And I'm so excited to see the crop of women that we've managed to put together to represent us, hopefully next year in the final Miss World pageant.
And then there were three: Claude Mashego, Alyssa Smith, and Lloyiso Gijana van Rensburg.
Our Miss World South Africa 2023. Put your hands together for Claude Mashego.
It hasn't sank in yet, but my family and everyone is making like a fuss. I think I have 1 million messages on, so I'm just riding on everyone's excitement, but I'm waiting for it to finally settle in. You can never trade authenticity and being yourself for anything. That's the biggest lesson I got out of it. A lot of people will be like, no, don't be too loud, don't laugh so hard, don't be like this, it's not ladylike, it's not elegant. But I had to stay true to myself, because then how can I not be me? And I can never be anyone else better than I can be me. So that is my biggest life lesson. Even going into Miss World, I know the pressure is there. Everybody internationally is now watching. So my biggest lesson, just be myself and show up as Claude more than anything.
So, is this going to change how the 24-year-old medical doctor dresses for her ward rounds each morning?
I don't wear makeup to work. I don't wear hair to makeup, but I feel like now, okay, everybody's going to be waiting to see a Miss World coming into the wards. It's going to be quite interesting. I don't know how I'm going to do theatre with this, but we'll see.
As for Dr. Mashego's stethoscope and BP monitor, the Miss World CEO had just the thing.
This is from the Madame Carol Bauer and the Dr. Esther.
So the beautiful thing about these pieces is that it's only 50 of them in the world. They're each numbered. From now, this one will be on the register as belonging to our queen over here. And you can sling it as well. I know you like sling bags. So when you don't feel like being a princess, you can just go back to being a queen. And just
this is the first piece I'm taking to India.
As a nation, we're as devoted to our beauty queens as our Springboks. And if Claude returns with South Africa's 4th Miss World title, she can expect quite a reception. Just ahead, African music to feed the soul and Diwali treats to make the taste buds sing.
Sponsored by Caputech. Better never rests.
The flip side of communities like KwaMashu being locked down in 2020 was the triumph of the human spirit. And one way that came to light was in a debut album titled Magogo School of Thought. Rich with African heritage, it was the passionate expression of this remarkable artist.
Hi, the Insider SA. My name is Zawadi YaMungu, a gift from God. I'm a musician and an indigenous instrumentalist, uMakweyana. Welcome to KCAP Arts Center, KwaMasha.
Zawadi unites Africans through music and style. Sharing her passion is fashion designer Nairobi Mpanze, who draws on influences from Kenya's Great Rift Valley to Zululand.
This design is special. I love royalty. So when I perform songs from the past, and it's from African queens like Princess Makoko, Mam Miriam Makeba, Mam Busi Mhlongo. So those queens, to me, they give royalty of some sort. Before I even sing or utter any words, I first feel the royaltiness within me.
In all colors, Zawadi's work as a facilitator for students of this highly popular community arts center in KwaMashu.
I think the love of African music wakhula ngaleso sikhathi, because that's when I went deep onto the African sound of amahubo, where there are elements of history, there are elements of culture, there is aspect of heritage, this aspect of poetry and language itself. So I think that's how I came about loving African music.
What makes Zawadi a star quality is that she's a rare breed. She's a combination of your Miriam Makeba, your Busi Mhlongo, your international artist, your Africa artist, Salif Keita, Angelico, Kijo. So that is very rare to find somebody or someone with that type of talent. And that talent, you hardly find it.
Among Zawadi's colleagues is poet Sindiswa Zulu.
These are bow instruments. We say they are bow instruments because of how they look, obviously. They look like a bow, a bow and an arrow. In isiZulu, we have an instrument called uMakweyana, which looks like this.
I have this pot. It's called a hand pan. This one sounds like water of some sort. When you play this one, you can also recite a poem or even sing traditional music like amahubo. Oza wemvula uzosichela we. Oza wemvula uzosichela we. Ngawa matonsi abanda yoqa. Just to give an example. My music stands out because it teaches, especially African women, to embrace their culture, to love their self as they are, love all the body features that you have. I'm trying to say we are beautiful the way we are, and we should embrace that, and we should embrace our culture and heritage. So I think it stands out because it's mostly about African consciousness. I believe that we need to teach the new generation and the future generation to know and learn about the past so that we are able to know how the future looks like and how do we go about going to the future. I think with that, we need to know more and be deep on African consciousness, make our kids and our students to know and embrace their culture, how important it is to embrace who you are, be authentic and be original. So I think that's the most thing that's driving me to sing what I am singing today, because I believe in cultural music and I believe in going forward with a mindset of who I am.
Die inside our SA. Die inside our SA. Die inside our SA. Die inside our SA.
Zawadi YaMungu's musical passion may only be rivaled by pastry chef Sohail Seegobin's love for cooking and his family's Hindu culture, which is why his happiest time is the festival of Diwali, when he gets to combine both.
Namaste. Join my family and I as we celebrate the Festival of Lights, also known as Diwali. The Shri Gopalal Mandir was built in the year 1888. It now stands at a whopping 135 years old. This temple has 4 main domes. They attract cosmic, positive divine energy, which energizes the deities inside the shrine. The deities that you see on the dome depicts the deities that are enshrined inside the temple. I am currently in the main hall where we celebrate all of our festivals and our gatherings. As you can see this beautiful decor, we just ended a 9-day long festival celebrating Goddess Durga. In Hinduism, the bell is known to radiate a positive sound. The reason we ring the bell is because it dispels any negative energies around and it brings in and invites positive energy. This altar is the main focal point of the temple, where our congregants pay homage and respect to the God Almighty. The reason most Hindus celebrate Diwali is because we celebrate Lord Ram's homecoming from 14 years of exile. That is why we have these beautiful lamps lit to light Lord Ram's way. To me, Diwali means giving thanks to the God Almighty for all the amazing people that I have in my life, also celebrating the loved ones around me, as well as lots of food, lots of positive vibes and great energy.
If Indian families are famous for wanting their kids to become doctors or lawyers, the Seegobins feel they've struck gold with a pastry chef of the year under their roof.
I'm going to be making barfi, which is everybody's favorite. It is a classic milk-based fudge, which is flavored with cardamom. Thereafter, I'm going to move on to a semolina-based laddu, as we call it. To wash down everything, I am going to be making a tantalizing rose-flavored milkshake. To make the barfi, I will add in milk to my heated pot. I will then add sugar and create a sticky sugar syrup. It has come to a gentle simmer. I am now going to add in the star of the dish, my cardamom. So I'm just going to add in a bit, as I don't want it to overpower the entire dish, followed by a tablespoon of butter ghee, clarified butter. I used to watch my granny prepare meals for our family. And from the age of 6, I used to help her prepare those very same meals. After I reached middle school, I took on hospitality studies and travel and tourism because I knew that I had a huge love for everything food related. I got my culinary qualifications, and thereafter I furthered my education by being a professional pastry chef. At this stage, I'm going to use my hands to knead this until it comes together. And you're going to see if you need more hydration or less hydration. I'm quite happy at the way it's looking. I'm now going to move it onto a greased surface, and my sister is here to help with the cutting of the barfi. And you just want to pat this to a medium thickness, ensuring that there's no cracks. I am going to start with the soji laddu at this point, my first ingredient being the toasted semolina. followed by freshly grated coconut. After I've added in my coconut, I'm going to add in my milk powder. I just want to mix the ingredients thoroughly until it resembles rough breadcrumbs. In the year 2021, I entered the Tastemaster SA baking edition, where I met absolutely amazing friends, lifelong friends you can say. It was a very highly pressured kitchen. And every time I thought that I would not be able to do it, I actually surprised myself. And moral of the story is hard work always pays off. And up to this day, whenever I feel like I can't do it anymore, I always think about the Tastemaster SA and how far I have come on that journey. I am going to add in my condensed milk to my coconut, milk powder, and semolina mixture. Finally, to wash down all of those delicious treats, I am going to make the rose-flavored milkshake with lovely china seeds, as well as pistachio and grated jelly. I'm going to add in 800 ml of full-fat milk. Thereafter, I am going to add in rose syrup. To that, I am going to add in our beautiful grated jelly, my soaked china seeds. I'm going to give this a gentle stir.
The festival is a homecoming for families, whole communities and associations. So however many confectioneries Sohail bakes, nothing will ever go to waste.
Diwali is celebrated with lots of food, laughter, and being around the people you love most.
What I love most about Diwali is the dressing up, but more the tradition and the togetherness. Everything that we put into the universe is what we get out. So for me, the light over darkness is the most important aspect of Diwali.
I like the barfi because it had nice green pistachio on it. It tasted very nice. It had a smooth texture to it. When you bit into it, you could just taste the pistachio.
I love his bubbly personality, and he is very hardworking and has always made tasty treats for me.
I would like to wish all of the viewers a happy Diwali, and I hope you have a blessed one.
From the Insider SA and S3 family to all our Indian viewers, may this be a joyful Diwali for all of you and your families. Next up, Springbok Rudy Paige retires, only to find many new ways to play the game. Western Province-born Rudy Paige's devotion to rugby has taken him from SA School's captain to Blue Bull and Springbok scrum half. Now, he's decided to test new waters as co-host of a podcast on his favorite game, and at the most thrilling time in the history of SA rugby.
Hello guys, I'm Rudy Paige. I am ex-Springbok scrum half, currently retired from playing the game of rugby. I am the co-host and co-founder of Behind the Ruck show, and it is an exciting time for in my life. The idea of Behind the Ruck probably originated from the golf course. My co-host and co-founder, that I am beating him a lot on the golf course. So that is where it started. The two of us, we played against each other since 2007. The first time I've had this idea of a podcast and a rugby show, there was only one person that for me stood out, right? And because our banter and our personalities, and sometimes we argue on the course, and I was like, why don't we take what we're doing now and put it into a show that people can see who we are as human beings and who we are as persons.
Yeah, I've got a good relationship with Rudy. I mean, we've been friends for a very long time. We played against each other when we were like kids at 17, 18 years old. And then we started getting to know each other much better at the Springboks in 2016. And yeah, been roommates. Funny little character, but yeah, I enjoy when he's around. So we're similar in personalities. It's just a joy to be around here. We're taking it episode by episode, enjoying ourselves, see what the people like, sharing knowledge. Hopefully we can share some knowledge to people that don't understand rugby or people that want to get to know us, because we also got a story coming from, Heilberg and myself from Wellington. It's stories that hopefully can inspire people.
Rudy secured his family's future in the Cape by playing for top clubs like Clermont-Auvergne in France. Now he's back home to enjoy life.
I was born in a small town called Heidelberg, down the Garden Route. Grew up in a mad, loving, rugby, fanatical family. From waking up 4 o'clock in the morning to watch Super Rugby games, to going to Saturdays to watch club rugby with my family. My father at the time when I was really small played. I was the ball boy for the club, which for me was the best of times in my life. And that's where the love for rugby came from. Running onto the field for the first time, I remember actually, because I was on the bench for the Springbok game when I made my debut, and I was so nervous that I struggled to get out of my tracksuit. So I always laugh about it to say, yes, the tracksuit almost stood in my way of going onto the field in a way. But the moment that I went on was the realization of a childhood dream, probably an impossible childhood dream from where I came from and the humble beginnings I had in life. And then it was a reality. After the game, the realization of achieving that dream, well, I must say it was quite something for me and my family at the time, and something we will cherish for the rest of my life. Not a lot of people, I show this to a lot of people. I hide this as far as possible, especially even for my kiddies. So I want to start with this one at the top, which is my Outeniqua under 14 jersey. So this is the first time I actually went to high school at Outeniqua and George, my under 14 team jersey, which is one of my oldest jerseys I have as a collection. So this team is Clermont-Auvergne, a prestigious club in France. It's a town where they're rugby mad, and me and my family also had phenomenal time there. I was a Blue Bull supporter growing up. I'm still a Blue Bull supporter. I know hopefully the Cape Townians don't hear that. I was just really fortunate that I ended up playing for the team that I grew up supporting, and things really worked out. The stars aligned for me and I got to play for the team that I love. But this was my SA Schools jersey. Very, very fortunate and proud that I could be the captain of that team. My parents could actually watch. My family was there for the game. So this is a team that is also close to my heart. It's the Sunwolves, Japanese team, Super Rugby team. Fantastic people, the culture was awesome. And then the last jersey I wanted to show you is the red one. No one else has this special edition jersey. I can actually fondly say that it's only the 23 that played that day in Salta against Argentina that has this one. And that one over there is the special one. That is my debut game for the Springboks, that the whole team signed. Legends Brian Nabena, Fourie du Preez, Skalk Burger, John de Villiers, Andre Pollards of the world. So that one there is absolutely special. That is my debut jersey for the Springboks.
It was in Joburg that the young varsity scrum half crossed paths with architecture student Nelly Kolkata. Pals at first, they were destined to become Mr. and Mrs.
Rudy and I met when we were in university. We were both studying at UJ. We've been together for around about 10 years now, so it's about 5 years before that. So we've known each other for a very, very long time. We were friends before we started dating, so that's when we met. What drew me to Rudy was definitely his funny playing. Besides his looks, it's the latter part of him, the fact that he manages to keep strong in very difficult times, and he's also very ambitious, and then obviously being a great father.
I think the best part about being a dad is obviously the smile you get in the morning. When you pick them up from school, it's when you get to see every little small thing that they grow. That to me is actually quite cool. I must say, I never thought I would think that is what's going to give me joy in life. But at the moment, that is probably the best parts of my day as well, is getting to see the joy in my kids' life.
And I think it's just the fun demeanor in the house. It's added noise.
It's a lot of noise, good noise.
I'm beyond proud of my dad. Like sometimes I look through his jersey, I'm like, my dad played for my country, and it's like crazy. It's an amazing journey just to go to these places with him, watch him play. He really is a role model to me. He inspires me because he never gave up for South Africa, never gave up for any of his teams. He always put the work in to get to where he wanted to be. He always sets goals for himself. He is my role model, and sometimes whenever I want to do something in my life, I always just think, what would my dad do?
Family time originally in a rugby family, it's very difficult because of the traveling, but we've managed to prioritize it and making sure that when we do have those off days that we spend the time together, because it was such a difficult sacrifice during the time he was playing rugby, and I think now we got a little bit too much of it, I would call it, but I definitely think it's very important and how we've managed it.
What is next is probably the biggest question I'm currently struggling with. The podcast is number one. I would love to work, whether it's a coaching job, whether I pursue a career in refereeing, which a lot of people have laughed at me. But it is something I really want to see what it's like, the refereeing world. I think it's something that rugby needs, a lot of ex-rugby players that pick up the whistle and get involved in rugby in that way. And I really hope our podcast continue on the growth and the path that we currently are going at, because I think we've got big dreams, big ambitions, and the type of show that we want to create is a show that I think people will really enjoy. So I think that's probably the two things that I can see myself doing in the near future, and hopefully I'll be successful at it. That's I'm holding thumbs, but that's the dream and the goal.
With his family and country's passion for the game at fever pitch, Rudy could not have timed his switch to refereeing or podcasting any better. Coming up, what it took for the impossible dream of these rugby fans to come true.
Sponsored by Capitec. Better never rests.
In Sia, Jacques, Rassi and the team we trusted. Then, even better than in 2019, they brought us together as a nation and in the stadium to shout them over the line with 3 winners and their partners of a Capitec and MasterCard Dream Rugby World Cup competition.
Capitec partnered with MasterCard for a Rugby World Cup once-in-a-lifetime experience. This is where we wanted to grant our Capitec employees and clients the opportunity to stand a chance to win a once-in-a-lifetime experience, to watch South Africa play against Scotland in the opening game, and again to watch the final match in France. We are sending off our Capitec credit card clients who won this competition to go rally behind our Springboks so that they bring back the Webb Ellis Cup to our country.
To enter, Capitec clients simply had to continue to do what they do and swipe with their credit cards each day. And that did it for Charles Jager.
When I got a phone call that I won, I couldn't believe it until I went to visit a Capitec branch and they told me, so you're the winner. And yeah, still feel a bit unreal, but I'm sure once we get on that airplane and see Paris, it will definitely be a brand new experience.
Of course we're excited. The Springboks are playing the All Blacks in the final, and we are going to be there.
With over 21 million Capitec clients around the country, East London's Heather Crossley couldn't believe she'd won.
I was at my office and I turned around to the staff and I said, I think I've just won a prize. And they went mad. They were like jumping up and down, go to Capitec now, go see what it's all about. And so I did that. And when it was actually confirmed and they said yes, it was goosebumps.
When they said an all expenses paid trip, they meant the whole croissant. It was a chance for the winners to have the classic Parisian experience, with tickets to the game being the sweetest icing on the cake.
Everything was just planned perfectly. We arrived, got to the hotel, got booked in, and experiences. I mean, it's the Eiffel Tower, it was the Louvre, it was the Ooms-le-Trons. And then, yeah, the whole build-up to the game, it was absolutely amazing.
We got up to a lot of mischief, eh? We had some free time to do what we want, do some shopping, boat rides, Eiffel Tower, in the Eiffel Tower.
And having lunch inside the Eiffel Tower. Oh, that was amazing. The view.
My first time in Paris. It's true. It is a city of love. It's a city of culture. It is beautiful. It really, really is. Using my Capitec card in Paris was a breeze. Paying for my trips, my tickets on the underground, and it's just a swap. Simple. No hassle.
And for one night, the brilliance of even the Eiffel Tower was outshone by a game of rugby.
The highlight for me was when you walk into that stadium, 80,000 people is in your face. The vibe, the electric. And then all the guys that we met there, Brian Abana, David Barry.
The lights, the atmosphere, the camaraderie between even New Zealand, South Africa, it was fantastic. It really was. When they were doing that scrum and we were watching that countdown, and it was just taking their time and everyone is saying, just kick it out, just kick it out, just kick it out. And then they blew and it was done. I had a guy that was from New Zealand next to me. I was hugging him. Everybody was just hugging each other. And all of that in a country far, far away, and you still got the nation coming together. That is the highlight.
From now on, the competition winners and all of South Africa will always have what happened that night in Paris.
If we as Capitec for Brand continue to partner with brands such as MasterCard, we are able to grant our clients access and experiences, once-in-a-lifetime experiences such as this one.
To Capitec and MasterCard, thank you for the opportunity, because as a normal person, to be able to do something like this, it's not possible, and them treating us, assisting us, helping us, paying for everything, going there, it's an absolutely amazing experience.
To Capitec and MasterCard, a huge thank you. Nothing can actually top that. I'll never be able to have that kind of experience again. You spoiled us, you wined and dined us, you really took care of us. So an experience of a lifetime, and thank you so much for giving that to me.
Cheers to the Bokke! Yeah, cheers! Cheers! Thank you, Capitec. Thank you, Capitec, and well done, Bokke.
If ever there was proof that better never rests, it's in the Springboks back-to-back Rugby World Cup titles. Now, take your own first step to better with a chance to win R1,000 courtesy of Capitec. To enter, reply to the competition post on the insidersa.co.za social media platforms and tell us how Capitec has helped you unlock a dream using the hashtag #BetterNeverRests. T's and C's apply and can be found on the Insider SA website.
Another feel-good production.